Bang.
Que lo que. OGV, episode 21, Lex. We are now in the 20s. We have a great show lined up for us. Follow us on Instagram. We're also available wherever you get your podcasts. Instagram is OGV_golf. My Instagram is ORazo3. Lex.
My Instagram is at Alex E. Aguirre. Yeah, it's nice to be in the 20s. Every time when I write my notes, I write OGV, and then today I had 21 question mark. Wasn't quite sure where we were at, but I'm glad we're on it and we're in the roaring 20s.
I never know what episode we're on. I always have to look back in my notes, like look back in the notebook. Okay, this is episode this. And then I get nervous in the golf vlogs and I'm like, what golf vlog is this? I can't fuck that up. So thankful for Suge and Bella helping me out with that. Because I can be scatterbrained figuring out what episode we're on. Could you imagine when we're going to get into like the thousands?
I mean, yeah, we might need to start putting the number next to the title and description in our on Spotify and stuff. That might be the way to do it.
Yeah, that's a really good suggestion. Anyway, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you name it, we're available there. Want to give a quick shout out to Dalton Jeffries. He is the OG OGV guest. First episode, first golf vlog. Dalton was awesome. He roasted me. We played a great round of golf. It was the first time I'd seen him in forever. One of my friends that I played with back in the day. So quick shout out to Dalton Jeffries. Pitched his ass off. 5 innings, 3 runs. Those are the outings that I always talk about. Like those are very, very satisfying outings because they're absolute grinds. And when you put your team in a position to win, when you don't have your best stuff, those are some of the most satisfying. So shout out to you, Dalton.
Yeah, I was listening to that game on the radio, so I didn't get to watch him pitch, but I was listening to the announcers, and as it started, seemed like they were starting to lose a little bit of faith, that he couldn't quite command it. And then he came in, I think, when they scored 5 to take the lead in the third of the fourth inning, came back with a shutdown inning. And that was honestly, huge. Those shutdown innings are big. Congrats to Dalton on a great first major league win. Am I right about that?
I believe so. Yeah. Love you, Dalt. Before we get started, we have a new little shout out right here. I'm going to give a shout out to the Nashville Stars Baseball. Our boy Connor Lohr hooking it up fat with the golf towel. This is a great new addition to the bag. I'll be cleaning off my clubs with this. People, I don't know if they're going to think I'm a Dallas Stars fan. They may ask me, and I'll be like, no, I'm a Nashville Stars fan. Nashville Stars baseball, baby. It's coming. The team is coming. Lex, you got anything to say about the Nashville Stars?
No, but I mean, whenever the next expansion is, man, I got high hopes that it's going to be in Nashville. Connor Lohr and his crew have been doing a great job over there. Check them out. I know they got a lot of, they're constantly posting stuff on social media, and they have a lot of info if you want to check them out. I, being the more important host, got a koozie as well. It says Nashville on it, stars in the back. Razzo didn't get one of those. Thank you, Lohr.
Yeah, Lohr, I texted him before the show, so ask him what that
got lost in the mail.
You want to do our second sponsorship, Lex?
Oh, yeah. Shoot, I'm not used to 2 sponsors. All right. Second sponsor, Golf Course Degenerates. We've been shouting them out every week. They continue to put great content on their Instagram page. Check them out on Instagram at Golf Course Degenerates. Again, I got this hat. I rock this every week. I mean, I got a nice shirt, koozies. I see them. They have bucket hats, golf balls. They're coming out with new stuff all the time. I think I saw that they partnered with a brewery to come out with their own Golf Course Degenerates beer. Like, they're doing sick stuff. So check them out, and thanks to them for sending us the gear and be one of our sponsors.
That's grinding. Hell of an intro there. Great sponsors, and let's get started.
Let's do it.
All right, we're gonna recap the week that was, kind of developing our own identity. I don't know, you call it motif. That's a theme. That's kind of like I don't want to say constant theme. Yeah, that's a reoccurring theme. This isn't really a motif. We're just kind of developing our own identity as our show. We love to create storylines, love to kind of create drama in the sense of what happened in our lives. So we're kind of doing that with that first little segment here, recapping the week that was. I was fortunate to go to 3 out of the 4 Giants games here in Arizona. Took 3 of 4. I saw 2 of the W's. And then today, our guy Lamont Wade, with one of the best at-bats of the year, ties the game up. Giants come away with a W. Giants are unbelievable. We'll get into that in a second. Lamont played first base last night.
Yep.
Okay. So 2 nights ago, when this show's going to air. So 2 nights ago, Lamont's playing first base. We see he's in the lineup, and myself and his brother Jamal, who's actually probably going to come on the show pretty soon here. He's exactly like us, loves the banter. We sent Lamont a text like, hey, just throw us every ball in the stance. We're about a section up on the first base side. So first little deck, but we're a section up.
Got it.
Kind of a far toss. He's giving away balls to the kids, first couple innings. That's whatever. We didn't expect him to literally throw us every ball. He throws the first ball, kind of launches one. This is like the 3rd inning, 4th inning, kind of launches one, and it's coming toward me. I mean, this is a dime. This is, a Brady, to Gronk, little touch pass right over the shoulder. I see it's coming, and I'm like, Jesus, I'm a little still baked right now. I'm moving a little slow. So I didn't really give a full effort for it, and I didn't catch it. I kind of put my hand up, was out of my reach.
So you didn't even touch it?
Didn't touch it. Didn't make contact with it. I actually almost ate shit when I stood up, though. And then 6th inning rolls around. We're like, all right, I'm thinking if a ball comes to me, I got to give a full effort here. I can't just half-ass this one. He launches this son of a bitch like really far up. So I'm in my seat on the very end of a section. He launches this one just a section over, so kind of close to me.
Yeah.
And about 3 rows up. I'm just eyes on ball at this point.
Oh, God.
Just tracking the ball, just ball hawk nation. And I just blacked out. Like, I completely blacked out. I lost control of my body, and I went after the ball. Full Odell extension, jumped up, tried to just snag it out of the air. I honestly don't think I came that close to the ball, but I gave an incredible effort. I had a buddy that was in the left field bleachers. He said he saw me like go up for the ball as if this was, the NFC Championship game, 4th down, throwing me the jump ball, the fade route. And I did not come down with it. Ended up accidentally elbowing a guy in the head who I didn't know. Once again, I blacked out. I lost all control of myself there. It was just straight get the ball. So he had to tell me after, hey, you elbowed me in the head. He wasn't too happy. I wasn't too happy about not catching the ball. Little embarrassed about just kind of losing my shit at a baseball game. But that's just the competitor, the athlete in me. Curious to hear your thoughts. You ever had a similar experience, and do you admire me for just trying to give it my all?
Yeah. So did you dive like through some seats to try and catch that, or did you just give it like a good jump?
No. So I got up from my seat. I'm on the very end, and then I kind of maneuvered the little railing and the steps. So now I'm on the other side. I'm on the section over. And then that's when I went up. That's when Odell took flight and tried to come down with it to no avail.
Yeah, I think you basically got 2 ways to go about it when you're catching a foul ball. You either go all out, try to catch it with your food, with your drink, jump, lay out, dive over people, or you kind of just stay in your lane and hope it kind of lands in your lap, right? You can't do the kind of like the half-ass thing, kind of like, reach for it. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So you got to go 100% because people are going 100%. Or you just got to get lucky and hope the ball's in your lap. And I think you did the right thing. And I think you went for it. You told Lamont to throw you a ball. He kind of did, and you had to get after it. So honestly, props to you.
Yeah, I completely left my body.
Happens.
Left my body.
Yeah, a lot of pressure. A lot of people watching. A lot of people think that you might be an athlete, and then to do that, I get it. I understand a little bit of pressure.
I felt exactly like Sack in Wedding Crashers when he just lays out Owen Wilson.
Oh yeah.
And he was just seeing red. Was seeing red, laid his ass out. I'm seeing a Buddhist about it, sue me.
Yeah. That's some early Bradley Cooper right there. Love that.
Very early Bradley Cooper. God, that cast is amazing.
Yeah, my week also similar, not exactly similar, but went to a River Cats game, maybe 2,000, maybe 3,000 people there. $1 hot dogs, $1 ice cream. Shout out to the River Cats. Not sure how they're making money on that. Caught 3 balls. None of them were foul balls, all thrown from players, but caught one from Brandon Belt, who's playing in AAA game. Helliot or Helio?
See, they call him Elliot. I call him Elio.
Yeah,
I don't know.
We were calling him Elio Ramos from center. And then there was actually another Ramos playing for the Reno Aces in right field. All threw them our way. We had a group of about 8 or 10 of us, and I just went for it and caught all 3 of them, gave them all away. But my more embarrassing story when I was younger, my dad always made me bring my glove to the park, always brought it.
Your mitt.
My mitt.
I feel like you bring your mitt to the park. You don't bring your glove to the park. It's like, bring your mitt.
Yeah, it's like, okay. Either way, brought my mitt to the park. My dad, we both bring him. We never get balls. And then one time my dad goes to the bathroom. I'm just sitting in the seat by myself and ball's coming my way, foul ball. And I just panic, kind of duck, hits the seat right behind me. And I could have just reached up and caught it. Someone else got that foul ball. And I was pretty ashamed of myself in that moment, but that was a younger Lex.
I got 2 questions.
Yeah.
First question, were you afraid of the ball?
I think I was afraid of the moment, to be honest. I wasn't ready to give, for the risk, to give it a shot, to try and catch a ball in front of that many people.
You weren't present at all.
No, I'm pretty sure I was deep into a tray of chicken fingers. Didn't have my glove even on, I don't think.
Just wasn't ready to make a play.
Yeah. Brought the glove to the park, then just set it off to the side. Total idiot.
Well, now look at you. You're just a vacuum. Fucking vacuum.
Balls, screaming at players. Dude, yeah.
Absolute beast.
Yeah, I thrive at the River Cat Stadium, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it looks like a great time. My other question actually, wait, so they have $1 hot dogs?
On Tuesday nights, they had $1 hot dogs and $1 ice cream.
What about the beers?
Thursday is $1 beers.
Wait, so how many hot dogs did you have?
I only had 2, but I think Blake ordered 4. Some other guys ordered 4. People were just buying hot dogs. This group next to us were like, "We got extra hot dogs. You want them?" And we're like,
"We got extra hot dogs."
And
we're just passing hot dogs around the stadium.
We're like, "No, we had enough." He's like, "They're unwrapped." We're like, "No, we don't want them." He's like, "All right," and literally just threw the hot dog. Just threw it into another section, and the hot dog came out of the foil, and the hot dog just fell. And I thought they were going to get booted out of the stadium, but I guess no one saw. So that's
chucked a glizzy.
That's what happens. You do $1 hot dogs, they just get chucked around the stadium.
Yeah, people are reckless with the dogs when you make them $1.
Yeah, they don't respect the dog.
They do not respect the dog. Last note before we move on to Call Me Coach. The food at Chase Field. I talked about the hot dog when Colin was hosting. Chase Field, once again, it's very, very, very subpar. It's just not a really good place to watch a game. The amenities are outdated. The only good thing is the views of the field. Really not a bad spot on the field, around the stadium to watch the game. Good views of the field. That's about it. The AC needs to be turned up. I was sweating in the second row. Not a big deal, second row. But yeah, I was sweating big time. So I kept having to go up, wash, put water on my face because I was just sweaty the whole time.
Right.
And then our seats last night we were near the air conditioning. So I don't know. The players must be pretty hot out on the field. Anyway, back to the food. Gonzo's Grill, popcorn chicken. Highly recommend you ever go to Chase Field.
Got it. Love it.
All right. Anything else on the week that was our embarrassing experience of the week?
No, that was great. That was good talk. Maybe one day you'll catch a foul ball.
Honestly, I'm kind of over it. Over it. That Odell thing. I was a little embarrassed. It's like, holy shit, I'm 26 years old. I'm trying to absolutely moss kids. See, my thing was I was going to give the ball to the kid. I was trying to look like a good Samaritan. I was going to get something. What am I going to fucking do with a baseball? I've held thousands of minor and major league baseballs before.
Oh, you've held thousands of balls?
I've held many balls and I have thrown many balls. So it's like having a baseball is not a big deal to me at all. I was going to give it to a kid and just maybe get a round of applause from the crowd. Who knows? Maybe get a luxury suite. I don't know. I don't know what was going to happen, but that was literally the only reason we wanted a ball.
Yeah. And again, I know we got to move on, but the whole glove thing, now that I think about it more, I don't think you can bring your glove to the stadium because one, you look like kind of a nerd if you bring a mitt to a stadium.
Mm-hmm. Mitt.
Two, if you bring a mitt to a stadium and you miss the catch, then you're like, that's horrible. You're a super nerd. You just get the freaking erase. What's it called? Eliminate me, Kruk and Kipe. If that happens to you,
They don't eliminate people anymore.
I know it's got to be a PC thing.
The thing is, that's the other thing. Countless sausages throughout the stadium at D-back at Chase Field. Like so many fans dropping balls left and right.
Oh,
sausage here, sausage left, sausage right. It's like, dude, catch the fucking ball.
Yeah, it just doesn't happen that much. So anyway, I think the move is just don't bring your mitt. Try your best. No one's gonna blame you if you don't catch it, if you don't have a mitt. So
good call. Good call. I wanted to get into this because I think this could be kind of a funny discussion. Jason Garrett yesterday at his press conference was addressing reporters, and then at the end of the press conference, he said, "Let me get this clip." We said, "Good to see you in person, Jason." We say, "Good to see you." But this was his response to the media who said, "Good to see you, Jason." We say, "Good to see you, coach." That's how we do it. So Jason Garrett, we get it. He went to Yale or Princeton, one of those fucking Ivy League fancy pants schools. This guy looks like he has a complex. I've never played for and football and baseball, the hierarchy is different. Football is discipline, blah, blah, blah. It's essentially like a boot camp. Baseball is pretty fucking chill. But nonetheless, you do have, your fair share of assholes that demand to be called coach. I've never played for a good coach that demanded to be called coach. It's always been, call me this nickname, sometimes not super often, but sometimes they'll say, call me by my first name. You want to develop some sort of, I guess, rapport with your players. And the fact that he's doing this with the media, if another grown man told me, hey, call me coach, it's like, no, I'm not going to call you fucking coach. Maybe I'll call you Mr. Garrett, but I'm not going to call you Coach Garrett. You're not my coach. You're not coaching me. Jason Garrett's not coaching anyone in the media. That's nothing but a power trip to me. These guys just love having power.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I think, like I said, if it's Bill Belichick, like, yeah, it might be like, hey, Coach Belichick, like I would have no problem calling him Coach Belichick. I don't know how you feel about that, but when it's Jason Garrett of the 6-10 Giants and their competition is the Washington Redskins, the Cowboys, and the Eagles, like, not that sick, buddy. Not sure why I'm going to call you coach. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not a good way to get the media on your side when you haven't even played a game yet.
I just don't get what the significance is. I would want people, like when I coached, if they called me coach, I would legitimately correct them and say the opposite. No, don't call me coach. Like this is a complimentary relationship here. We are equals. Okay. I'm learning from you. You're learning from me. We are peers right now. Yes, I'm your coach technically, and I do have authority over you, but I'm not like trying to flaunt that all over the place. I don't know. It just seems weird to me that a grown man just continuously and I know Deion Sanders did this a couple weeks ago, wanted to be called coach. I just think it's a little weird. Just call me coach.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. I mean, do you think, I guess the media will probably make a joke about that next time. I'm sure we'll see a clip of someone calling him coach kind of jokingly, but I mean, if that's like serious, I can't imagine any reporters being like,
so
like
I want someone to make it a point to call him Jason.
Yeah, that'd be really great.
The whole season.
They just call him Jason every single time and he just doesn't answer their question every single week.
No media session for Jason Garrett because no one's calling him coach.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, all the coaches that I've had, now that I look back on it, the ones that I've had, you know, a nickname or they prefer to be called something else, or I generally had a better relationship with, a more equal relationship where they're trying to teach me instead of just have like power over me.
Right.
And the ones that have been forced, you know, coach last name or coach this, or, you know, look me, you know, stay on a knee, look me in the face, call me coach. I'm like, oh, all right. Yeah, those aren't the ones I remember. So
God, what'd you like more, taking a knee or standing up?
standing up, taking a knee is the same shit. Your coach is like, all right, everyone over here, take a knee while I stand above you and
berate you
and tell you how you guys just shit the bed and lost to this team right here. It's like, yo, I'm in the 4th game of a tournament at Twin Creeks. Like, I'm going to go home, eat a brisket sandwich real quick.
Yeah, and then watch Sports Center and forget this ever fucking happened. That's the other thing. Now that we're just kind of moving on from that, the talk right after a game in like travel ball, it happens in college too. I know some college teams don't do it with which I mega agree with. Obviously, it doesn't happen at the professional level. Maybe it does. I don't know. I'm talking baseball here, by the way.
Yeah.
The meeting after the game is probably the most pointless fucking thing you could ever do. Not because, well, yeah, it is because, but that's a secondary reason. It's because of the coach. The coach has got to be so emotional during that time that he's going to say some shit that either A, is wrong, maybe he has notes, B, he's just not going to make any sense. And the players are not going to pay attention to him at all because you just played a 4-hour game. So every time you meet after a game with your team that just has been at the field for like 8 hours at this point, they're not locked in. They're not locked in. Everything you say is going one ear and out the other.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I even see that as I help out at different practices at different age groups. It's like pulling teeth to get like a little leaguer or like a JV baseball player to like even like remotely look at the coach while they're talking. Like, unless you're talking about like, hey guys, this is the jersey we're wearing tomorrow, or this is what time practice is. Like, it's just for the coaches to like show that they like were at the game and paid attention, I guess. I don't know. Like,
I don't get what it is. I would always have the meeting before.
Like, we're at the same game. We just played in the same game. Why do we need to recap this?
Like, we just experienced exactly what you experienced.
Yeah, and why am I the best teams that I played on, you know, summer ball and travel ball growing up, the ones that didn't have the meetings were, no surprise, never like the best teams, you know. So
didn't say a word after. You just, okay, learn from it, flush it, whatever. You don't even say anything. It's just understood.
Yeah. What am I gonna do? Try not to win? Like, yeah, I'm gonna try to win tomorrow. Like, what do you think? Because I lost today, I'm gonna try to like lose tomorrow or some shit. I don't know.
Don't get picked off first. We don't get picked off first. You don't fucking say, huh? You don't fucking say.
Let me just go back in time and unpick myself off.
Yeah, Jesus. I'm getting fired up just like talking about it. I can't even imagine what it's like for little leaguers too. These guys have the attention spans of, you know, birds at that point.
Oh yeah.
And like after just playing a game, playing in a tournament, so you're playing like 3 games in a day, it's like, we don't want to hear this fucking old guy talk.
No.
Jeez. Anyway, we got anything quick on our guy X-Man Shoffley, Olympic golf. That was pretty electric, honestly. Really enjoyed watching that.
Yeah, again, didn't watch much of it. I probably got to watch more golf if I'm going to be on the OGV podcast.
But see, the OGV, that's the thing that people don't really, I guess the people are fucking like tight fan base who I've actually talked to about it, and it's growing. The tight fan base is growing. They know that this is not the golf vlogs. Number one, the golf is like secondary to the actual banter. This is like a sports talk show, whatever. It's not like we're just golf. I'll have golf people on, I'll have baseball people on. Shit, I'll have fucking Maury on here and talk about his show. Like this is just kind of wherever the wind takes us. That's
okay. Well,
that's my show.
That makes me feel better. X-Man, Xander Shoffley taking home the gold for the United States. Love that. Represent. Cool little note. I'm sure people already saw this, that his dad was, I think, training to be an Olympic decathlete, got in a car accident, could no longer, basically ended his Olympic dreams. And so his son, Xander, was able to, win the gold in I guess, I don't know what the word is, but for his dad.
Avenge him?
I don't know.
You
No,
think
his dad is like alive and well. Like
I know. I see his dad a lot at the tournament. He avenged his dad. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I know. He won for himself and won for his dad and kind of completed the dream. So that was cool. Sung Jae Im, Siwoo Kim, my picks from South Korea who needed to medal to avoid military service, did not medal. Siwoo Kim, 23, will have another Olympic chance if he wants it. Sung Jae Im, 26, I don't think we'll have another chance, but as we talked about last show, the Asian Games also count, and I don't know when the Asian Games are, so maybe there's another chance for these two guys. I don't know.
Is there golf in the Asian Games? There has to be, because golf is huge in Asia.
I think so. I mean, that's how.
Damn.
We talked about last week. Shin Soo Choo got out of it, won a gold medal for baseball at the Asian Games, and that's how he got out of it. But I was kind of reading up on it, and they were like, yeah, our focus is not on avoiding military service. Our focus is just on like winning, medaling, bringing glory to our country and, stuff like that, which I think was awesome. But I'm also like, yeah, but you guys also didn't play in the Open Championship. So I gotta imagine it's kind of important that you don't have to do this military service. So
fuck yeah, that's in the back of their mind. Sung Jae Im might go to war.
Yeah, he's gonna be on the front lines versus North Korea. Yeah, that might be in the back of your mind.
Dude, that would suck. Dude, I hope he survives.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't have to go or just does like a desk job for 2 years and be able to golf every day.
He's doing recon. Sung Jae Im's he's got his rangefinder. He's like, they're about super good at depth because he can tell yardages. So he's like, hey, they're, about 160 with the slope out. Like, how the fuck do you know this? Like, hey, don't worry about it.
He's got a little green book in the back of just like the terrain that they're on, where it's sloping.
He's reading it. He's like, hey, about 100 yards out, he's like, hey, this is gonna break to your left real quick. Like, watch your step.
Hey, we got it rained last night, soft up there. Not gonna get a lot of rollout on this missile you fire. Make sure you land it where you want it to land.
Stick it. Yeah, stick the missile. Okay, that's enough joking about Sung Jae Im in war. There were some other notes I have here. Rory just going no hat the whole tournament. That was pretty cool. I don't know why he did that. I know it was really humid and hot there. Sometimes you just got to go no hat on the course. There's when Blake and Gorg visited me, Gorgolinski, for the listeners out there, Matt Gorgolinski, to dox him, one of my good friends. When they visited here, one of the rounds that we played at Raven Golf Club in Phoenix, beautiful course, I just went full raggedy mode. I rolled up the sleeves, took off the hat, just started pouring water on myself, just got amongst that type of heat. Sometimes you got to do that. I think that's what Rory was doing. He was just like, you know what, I'm just letting it fly this weekend, even though it's the Olympics.
His hair is not that good, right?
No, it's like, not good at all.
So like, that's what I was kind of wondering, like, if you got Rory hair, you might want to rock a hat just because, your hair is not flowing. If you're Cam Smith and you got a full mullet, yeah, let that shit ride. But yeah, I guess he's just battling the humidity. I get that, but Rory probably should be a hat guy.
Maybe he was getting some adult acne from his hats. So he saw this as an opportunity to kind of flush his system out this weekend.
Maybe getting some dandruff, maybe a little bald spot from wearing hats so much. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. All very valid theories. Speaking of Cam Smith, he went untucked shirt, especially on medal day, and he was very in the mix for a medal. I like the untucked shirt look too, especially with shorts. Kind of just gives off a little bit of a don't give a fuck vibe. I'm just here to hit the damn ball far.
I gotta imagine that's actually his mindset with like the growing mullet, the mustache. Like ever since, what was it, the 2019 Masters or the 2020 Masters that was played, I don't know. The 2020 Masters that was played in November when he kind of came onto the scene, at least for me, and they're like, everyone's like, who's this guy with the mullet? he's really embraced that and just grown the mullet out, gone mustache, made quotes that he doesn't care about, what he looks like, and this is how he wants to look. And he's going untucked shirt. I love it. I love that mindset. I love that these guys are starting to play with sweatshirts and,
joggers,
polos that look like t-shirts and joggers and stuff like this. Like, play comfortable, bring your swagger. That's going to make
pretty
everyone
soon
play.
We'll see some
play better.
chubbies.
The shorts on the golf course, you think?
I hope so. That'd be cool. I don't know. I do like the pants. The shorts, some of the guys look weird. Some of the guys look like they play for UConn basketball in 2003 and just wearing these long ass shorts that go way past their knees.
Yeah, it's not the style
I've seen. So it's just, I don't know. I think you give an inch, they take a mile. So I like the pants.
I'm with you.
Quickly before we get to a new segment, the Cubs, and Nats to a lesser degree, but the Cubs kind of saved baseball. You could really make the argument. They made this trade deadline epic. People getting traded left and right. We'll talk about that actually in the new segment. Shout out to the Cubs for having 3 superstars in their prime and deciding to trade them.
Shout out to the Cubs for having the right idea on getting the most out of their players, but then just being desperate to trade them away. And I don't know. I completely agree with you. 3 players in their prime, already balling out for their other teams. The rest of the Cubs and David Ross as manager have to be just like sitting there going, what the fuck?
I mean, Wilson Contreras, who's the lone stud on that team, he's like, why didn't you trade me? I guess he's the only guy that they're going to pay, which is wild because you can't afford to pay 2 of your superstars. I mean, for that team to be competitive, all they needed was a guy like Yu Darvish, who they already traded away, or maybe one more pitcher, or a John Lester, Yu Darvish, Kyle Hendricks. That's a competitive team in that division with those superstars on offense. Just kind of a weird moves that are happening, but shit, it made for some excellent content.
That's for sure. And on a more like personal note, it's kind of cool because now up the middle, they got Nico Horner and Madrigal, right?
Yeah.
And so that's 2 guys that we played against. Madrigal's from Oregon State, Horner's from Stanford. I think they're the same year, but pretty cool to see 2 guys that are like our age. We played against, like, holding it down at the middle for the Chicago Cubs. Like, that's just cool.
Yeah, really cool to see. Yeah, I don't really have anything else on the Cubs other than thank you, because the boys got KB.
Yep, Giants got Bryant. He's been great in the lineup. Javi Baez, probably not a bad guy to get rid of. Oh, I had one thing about Javi Baez. So he hit a home run, had a couple good games. He actually had 5 strikeouts yesterday.
Yeah.
My 3 strikeouts, or 3 of anything, hat trick. 4, my understanding is that's a golden sombrero. Do you have a name for 5?
Is it platinum sombrero?
Someone said platinum sombrero. I remember at Davis, for whatever reason, I don't know who came up with this, if it was Lanza or Nick Lynch or something like that, but they called it the Mongolian war helmet, which is pretty
Mongolian war helmet.
So you strike out 5 times in a game, you earn yourself the Mongolian war helmet, which I just thought was hilarious. Like how far down the road, like, you have 6 points or six goals in the game or 6 strikeouts. Like, what more ridiculous hat could you put on? But just I wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah, the Roman centurion helmet. Just get real historical with it.
Yeah. So anyway, Javi Baez, you're gonna get the goods of the bads. Mets, you're gonna get the home run. You're gonna get the 5 strikeout games. Rizzo on the Yankees. Not sure why the Yankees need a Rizzo, but I'm here for it. But again, it made for some exciting baseball.
Thank you, Cubs. Seriously, thank you so much. We love KB. He looks way better in orange and black than he does in blue.
Yep.
That orange and black just complements his eyes so great. You look great, KB. Come on the show.
Pretty sure he has blue eyes.
New segment. This has been kind of in the works for a while. I've been workshopping stuff. We're going to kind of develop this towards the end of our show. We already have decompression. We're going to be doing this every single week. It's called Wet Willy of the Week. So from the past week that was since our last release date, it's just going to be someone who you would like to give a wet willy to, and why you would like to give a wet willy to that person. You basically do just a short little segment, just why you want to give a wet willy to this person from the past week. My wet willy is John Schwartz. John Schwartz is, I lost John Schwartz's Twitter. Oh, here we go. Senior reporter, Market Watch, SF Giants fan. He's a former resident of London and Athens, Georgia, and a devotee of Saul Below. I don't know who Saul Below is, but he's got 28.4K followers. He tweeted out, he actually apologized, but he was the first one that tweeted out that Lamont Wade and Joey Bart were being traded for Chris Bryant. He was dead wrong, but he had everyone freaking out. I mean, I can't imagine how Lamont, well, I kind of do, how Lamont and Joey Bart felt during this time. That's got to be so uncertain. And to have this guy, John Schwartz, just making these, as he said it, he literally said it in his apology, erroneous claims that the Giants are fucking trading away their best player, Lamont, and then the best guy in their farm system, Joey Bart. Baffles me. It baffles me. That's why we're doing Wet Willy of the Week. John Schwartz, you're getting wet willied. Lex.
Yeah, quick question about that. First of all, yeah, that wouldn't make sense. Chris Bryant, I mean, you're getting him for half a season. He's coming up on free agency. So that wouldn't make sense. Who did the Giants trade for Chris Bryant?
No idea. 2 pitchers. I'm not going to say a whole lot. I do. Okay. I'll say this much. I don't think that those 2 pitchers were in the Giants' mega future plans.
Got it.
The ones that they traded.
Fair enough.
That's all I will say.
My wet willy of the week. He's come up a lot in our shows. We talk about him a lot. Bryson DeChambeau. He did not participate in the Olympics because he tested positive for COVID, and then he recently said that he's unvaccinated. And again, this isn't even political, regardless of how you feel about it. His reasoning is just wrong. He says, I'm young enough. I'd rather give the vaccine to people who need it. I don't need it. I'm a healthy young individual that will continue to work on my health. People have been getting vaccinated since, I don't know, December, January. So we're month 8 of the vaccine. Pretty sure the United States is throwing away vaccines because people won't get them.
It's fucking free.
It's free. Like, we're trying to get literally everybody. CDC, again, these are just facts, not political. CDC, what do you say? Like 90%, whatever. 90% of people that are testing positive are unvaccinated, like all the stats, whatever. So basically, whatever, if you don't want to get vaccinated, that's fine. Your reasoning that you want to give it to someone else is just
a big shortage.
It's just a complete shop. Like, it's just a complete cop out. Like, there's not a shortage. So Bryson, trying to be smart, kind of looking like an asshole. You're getting wet willied this week, Bryson.
As if there's like, take my vaccine. Like, I don't need it. Like, you get this one. This will go better with you. We have like this huge shortage of vaccines that's going around.
Yeah, that's like the classic, like, oh, can you do it? You're better at it. Like, hey man, can you like make the reservation? Like, you're better at making reservations. Like, hey, can you take the trash out? You're better at taking the trash.
I'd rather let him do it.
Yeah. Right. I think he'd be better at it. So it's like, again,
he'd be better at taking the vaccine than me.
Yeah, your choice if you want to get vaccinated. Not going to make any statements about that, but to come out and say it's because someone else needs it. Yeah, maybe when it was like January, but we're, August 4th or 5th here. That's not even a real reason. So
there's unlimited vaccines. There's unlimited now.
In the United States, there are. So Bryson, wet willy.
All these athletes that have like given their, and once again, this isn't political. It's funny. I'm finding it funny. Their reasonings, like, Nick Bosa, that's like, I'm just evaluating all your options right now. Really? Are you evaluating all your options? I'm pretty sure you're just in training camp studying the playbook and then doing the rehab for your knee. I don't think you're just frantically searching on the internet, like, what's the real reason behind this vaccine? I don't think he's doing any of that. You had Dak Prescott, when they asked him about, him getting the vaccine, he just said, I think that's HIPAA. Like, didn't even say anything else. Just said, I think that. I was like, I'm not going to get into that. I think that's HIPAA. So I'm just going to start saying that whenever someone asks me to do anything and I don't want to talk to them, any question that I don't want to answer, you know what? I'm good. This is HIPAA.
Yeah. DeAndre Hopkins thinking about throwing his entire NFL career away, weighing his options there, weighing the millions of dollars that he'd potentially be throwing away. Yeah. I mean, that's just funny to me when you're weighing options, how the millions of dollars and playing and living out your dream don't seem to be that obvious. But hey, again, it's just facts.
I got to do my research.
Just funny, just not political.
That was a good segment.
That was good. I like it. We could keep our Willy going.
Decompression here. I put this out on Twitter, got some pretty good feedback on it. So I figured we'd talk about it. Worst player in a baseball movie. You talk about some of the most epic players in baseball movies. You got your Henry Rowan Gardners, you got your Luke Collins, your Roger Dorns. Not many people talk about the worst baseball player that they've seen in a baseball movie. I've seen pretty much all the baseball movies, I would say. So we thought we would bring the hard-hitting journalism and discussion back and forth to this topic. Lex, who do you think is the worst player in a baseball movie?
So I promise I just looked at who responded to your tweet. And I also had Clark from Benchwarmers written down. And now I see McGloin had Clark from Benchwarmers written down on Twitter. But basically couldn't compete at a little league level, wore a bike helmet, didn't seem to get the idea that he needed to, maybe get a baseball helmet. But he's one of the worst players.
He's eating bugs in the field.
Just really not a quality athlete or player. So that's my first one.
Okay. Do you want to go back and forth? I'll give my first one then, and then you can go next.
Yeah, I do. I think I have one more guy, but again, honestly, I'm not that well versed in baseball movies. Like, there's a lot of baseball movies I haven't seen either. So I'll have to see what you have to say.
I'm talking about like the real main ones. Like, I'm not talking. What are we talking about? For the love of the game? Like, I don't even fucking remember that movie.
No, but I'm talking like, I think I've seen like half of Major League. I can't remember what happened.
That's bullshit. By the way, I'm going to give you homework for this week.
I know you are. And there's probably going to be more after I tell you what I haven't seen.
No. This nothing to do with baseball movies. We're already doing this.
All right, go ahead and give me your first worst baseball player in a baseball movie.
Timmy Lupus. You ever seen Bad News Bears?
No, I haven't seen Bad News Bears.
Okay, so Timmy Lupus. So now I got to do this solo. I'll just put the team right here on my back. Timmy Lupus is the worst player on the Bears. And as you know, they're literally called the Bad News Bears. They suck ass. They're the worst team in the league. And Lupus is the consensus worst player. I've seen the old one. Hard for me to watch, I'm sure it's hilarious. I've seen the Billy Bob Thornton one. That's very funny. Timmy Lupus in that. I mean, he honestly has a pretty rough go of it. Gets bullied by guys on the team. Eventually, the guys kind of start to like him. I don't know how often this was. I never witnessed this in my days of witnessing, bullying and that stuff. But in the movie, he is in the porta potty and they do the thing where they shake the porta potty.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's, and I think they tip the porta potty over. So it's like, you're just covered in shit and piss. So like, I don't know if if that actually happens in real life or happened in real life, but that's just so mean. And then he gets an opportunity in the championship game against the Yankees, where Buttermaker decides, you know what, I'm just going to put in all the scrubs, all-time coaching blunder. he loses the team the game. Can't catch a ball. They're just hitting the ball to him, and he's just letting balls go left and right. He's horrible. He's a horrible baseball player. I think he's actually the worst player in a baseball movie I've ever seen.
Do you think they called them lupus because of like the disease lupus? Or
what is lupus? I've heard of lupus, but what is lupus as the disease?
I'm pretty sure it's mostly a disease that happens in kids, but I'm not sure. But basically, I'm reading that it's caused when your own immune system just attacks itself.
No doubt, 1,000,000%. We're not laughing at people with lupus. We are laughing at the fact that they named the easily like this is just kind of the victim of the movie, right? After a disease, a children's disease. Yeah, 1,000,000%.
Got it. Okay, that's a good first pick. Sounds like he was unplayable. Should have never played. Team.
Yeah, that's on the parents too.
Like to keep their kid playing baseball.
Putting their kid in Little League. Like I'm sure he didn't want to be there. Like let him find his crew. Like that kid just didn't belong there. He's with, these jocks and athletes. Like I feel bad for the guy. Truth. Let him go play in the band. There's plenty of other, art class.
What other activities are there? Don't worry.
My mom made me take an art class when I was little.
Like outside of school?
Yeah. Me and my cousin, we had to take an art class, and we would go over to this lady's house. And basically we would just fuck off for, an hour or two and just beg her to jump on her trampoline. And then finally, after like 15, 20 minutes of just us like just scribbling down, she'd be like, all right, just go jump on the trampoline. So we just go jump on the trampoline.
Yeah, not surprised by that. Shout out Blake Peters, won the art award for the Sarah Padres. Orlando Razzo took art classes, still did not win the art award.
I did not take an art class. I took film class instead. Sorry that I was getting ready for this.
Hey, smart. So my second player, it's an interesting one. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. It's Scott Hatterberg from the Oakland A's in Moneyball. I'm not saying Scott Hatterberg is like a bad baseball player, and obviously have played Major League Baseball and had great moments, and even in the movie was awesome. But the scene where they're teaching him first base is like horrible. Like it looked like he's never played baseball before, and that scene is just so funny. Chris Pratt just struggling with ground balls, and I'm trying to think Jonah Hill and who's the other actor, the Hunger Games guy that's the manager?
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Those two guys and Brad Pitt, those three actors discussing that Chris Pratt can't play first base is just like a hilarious concept to me.
Right.
But yeah, he really struggles on defense, but hey, credit to him, ends up learning playing first base and has that big home run to win the 20th straight game in their streak. But that scene is just like bad baseball.
Yeah, Chris Pratt had a rough spring training. They were really questioning, and then they didn't play him for the first 3 months of the season because they're like, this guy, because of that scene, like this guy has no idea what he's doing.
Kept playing Carlos Pena, rookie of the year, who ended up being a great player, hit like 300 home runs, and then they trade Carlos Pena, the rookie of the year, in his rookie season so that the manager is forced to play Scott Hatterberg.
Right.
It's so funny.
And Jeremy Giambi, because he just can't stop partying.
Yeah, Jeremy Giambi, I thought about talking about him too, but I didn't mention Jeremy Giambi.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even see him play. That's how bad he is.
You just see him partying after a loss, and then Brad Pitt just trading him immediately.
Ripping him a new one. I wonder if that actually happened. I bet it was like a collection of things.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think it was one specific scene where he's just dancing on a table after a loss.
And that's it. They traded him.
Billy Bean walked in and just starts throwing shit.
I would love to know too if did Carlos Pena really get traded in his rookie of the year season because they just wanted to play Scott Hatterberg, or was there something like more behind that? Because that is a ridiculous move to be doing that. I guess the A's kind of just did that with Luzardo, but
they saw the upside in Pratt. They're like, this guy, Jurassic World's in his future.
We need, you know what? Pena isn't getting on base. And you know who does get on base? Hatterberg. We got to play Hatterberg.
Oh my God.
Do you have a second, third, fourth? Do you have
I have a
more guys?
second. I have a second. We could
All right.
throw out some if need be. You seen Rookie of the Year?
I have a long time ago. That's one of the kid. Is that the
Fuck.
kid? Is that the kid?
Yeah, kid.
The kid with the broken arm?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, he falls, and then all of a sudden he's 10 and can throw 100.
Yeah, okay, I'm familiar.
Okay, so I have Windermere. He's on his Little League team. This is pre-fall, so before his arm got all weird and could throw really hard. So I have Windermere from Rookie of the Year. He's on his Little League team. They were playing in a game, and Windermere, if you can guess, he has a big allergy issue. He's sneezing the entire time in the outfield. The coach is like, Windermere, Windermere, Windermere. And then he's literally calling the kid a moron for sneezing. Finally, the coach just had enough. He pulls Windermere. This is all you see of Windermere in the movie. He just pulls him mid-inning and sends Rowan Gardner out there, which is a great point that I think it was Tommy Caulfield brought it up. Maybe it was Philip Caulfield. One of the Caulfields brought it up that Rowan Gardner, now he's in right field, and then he makes that play where his eyes are covered and he throws the ball over the fence in fair territory, like a live ball. So you could actually make the conversation for Rowan Gardner, but this Windermere kid legitimately is unplayable because he can't stop sneezing.
Because of his allergies.
You can't even put him on the field.
Same thing. You got to look to the parents on this one. How are you sending your kid out there and not, without allergy medication or to a field full of pollen if your kid is super allergic to stuff? Yeah, sorry to Windermere, but gotta think about the parents there.
Yeah, I don't get it. And then the coach, I'm gonna blame the coach. How do you not see that in the pregame? This guy can't stop sneezing, can't even play catch, can't hit whiffles because you're not taking BP in Little League. You hit whiffles.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know how you see that and then still put him in the lineup. That makes me think Rowan Gardner might be worse than Windermere. So I might be Caulfield might be onto something here, because to have a guy that can't stop sneezing start over you, and then you finally get your chance to replace him.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
And then you throw the ball over the fence in a live game. So I don't know.
That's yeah, those are some good picks.
You got anything else? Any other candidates?
No, that's basically it. Do you have some other honorable mentions?
Not really. I just kind of wanted to make this a quick one. I know we were debuting a new segment, Wet Willy the Week. I know we got into those foul ball stories early. So quick decompression. Just a quick shout out. Trey Lance, everything that we've read, Trey Lance is going to be a megastar. He's already, and I got this from an inside source, quote, way better than Jimmy, who is someone who's been at practice. So take it how you leave it. Trust me, don't trust me. Just know I got shooters everywhere.
Damn. Do you think he's going to start?
Week 1 has to.
You really think so?
Yeah. You don't give up 3 first-round picks. You think you give up 3 first-round picks or whatever they gave up if you think the guy's generational. If he's not starting week 1, you're in trouble, because that means, we got some work to do with this guy that we just mortgaged our entire future on. No, if he's legitimately better than the other guy, it's a no-brainer. You mortgaged your future on him. He should be the starter, and there should be no questions asked, especially if he is legitimately, as everyone can supposedly see, and everything that you read on the internet, he is better than the other guy.
I mean, I thought that was the thought, though, is that they were planning on that because he hasn't played football since 2019 and also played D1 AA. Granted, it's the best D1 AA school, but I thought they did that, but also knew that they might have to start with Jimmy G for a while, but it's sounding promising.
I think they may have thought that, but then he came into camp just ridiculous. He's just shooting, straight shooter.
That's epic. God, I would love to see the Niners wide receivers go off with a sick quarterback.
Yeah, anything but what's been going on.
You're a big Jimmy G guy, though. You got the jersey.
I do. I might have to just put duct tape. Right. Put the 11. I know. I was all in on Jimmy, man, and then he just stayed the same.
Oh God, I know we shouldn't ramble for too long, but I remember you literally calling me like winter break when he got traded like 2017 or 2017. You're like, dude, I just drove to the Santa Clara Stadium to go to the team store and they didn't have a Jimmy G jersey in my size, only kid sizes. I'm like, what are you doing driving to the team store? But hey, you got your jersey.
That just shows how dedicated I am to this team.
Truly.
They should really appreciate my fandom.
That'll we know when we make it is when the 49ers sponsor us and give us some free gear.
Yeah, I'll be on the field. We'll be catching tutties.
Yep.
Running routes. That's the other thing we were debating, like if we should coordinate like running routes during the game. So like after an inning, he's throwing the ball, we're like, hey, I'm running a post, and like just kind of go on the aisles and then have him hit me on the run. So that way I don't have to be in the crowd.
Yeah, that's what you should have done, is told him to throw in the aisles, because you have a lot more movement, a lot more mobilization there.
Right. I'm standing on the railing, making a sick catch.
Yeah, I don't know if that would have happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this was fun.
Yeah, I like it.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed myself. Once again, follow us on Instagram, OGV_golf. Like, subscribe, review, leave us a positive review, preferably. But we're everywhere. We're everywhere. We're going to continue to put out this show because we love it.
Yep. Comment on our stuff. Give us your opinions. Give us ideas. And we're just going to keep on rolling. Thanks, Orlando.
Thank you.